All right, now in this video, we're going to look at the instructor-led problems for for lesson 3-2. So we're going to do all of these on page 127, and we are actually not going to do questions 9 and 10, which are on page 128. Those are a little bit more complex, and then there's a number of different methods you could use uh, to do those. So because not everybody's gonna have the same method to do those, we're just gonna focus on the problems 1 through 8. So looking at problem 1, excuse me, I should start this back over. We have 5 to the third divided by 5 to the 8th power. That means we have 8 factors on the bottom and 3 factors of 5, obviously, on the top. So there are more factors of 5 on the bottom. So when we do the quotient rule, we get 1 over 5 to the 5th. Now, hopefully you know how to do exponents. There's a caret key on your calculator, 5 buttons down on the very left-hand side. That's the exponent key. All right. So when you type this in, you can type in 5 caret 5 on the calculator, and that'll give you what you want. When you do that, 5 to the 5th power is 3,125. So what we're getting is 1 divided by 3,125 as the answer to the first problem. On the second problem, we have x squared times x to the 17th. This is a product rule, so we're going to add those exponents up and get x to the 19th as our answer. 8 to the 0 power, well, we know that anything to the 0th power is 1. So 8 to the 0th power is 1. Again, as long as our base isn't 0, anything to the 0th power is 1. Negative 4 to the 0th power is the next. Now, notice that the negative and the 0, there's no parentheses around here. So we have to use the exponent first. This is what I was saying in the last video. 4 to the 0th power is 1, and then apply the negative sign. So we're ending up with a negative 1 in this situation. The next problem here, we have negative 2x squared y to the 7th, all raised to a power of 2. So this is the power to power rule. Now be careful when you raise that negative 2 to the second power. Make sure when you type this in on your calculator, you put the negative 2 in parentheses because that negative is on the inside, unlike number 4 here. So we get that, and then we're going to get x squared, that's going to be x to the 4th. 2 times 2 is 4. And then y to the 7th squared, you take y to the 7 times 2 is 14. So, by the way, when you type this in on your calculator, as long as you use the parentheses right, negative 2 squared should give you a positive 4. So you get 4x to the 4th, y to the 14th. Number 6, we're supposed to put everything with a positive exponent. Now, in this situation, remember, positive exponent is the key. Negative 5 has an exponent of 1. Therefore, negative 5 is still, if I write this all as one big fraction, let me write the negative up there. Negative 5 goes in the numerator because, again, it has an implied 1 as an exponent. X to the negative 3rd, well, that negative exponent we can change to a positive exponent by changing the x to the negative 3rd to putting an x to the 3rd in the denominator. And then y to the 5th is going to be placed in the numerator. All right, we did one of those as well. In question number 7, this is basically a lot of quotient rules put together. So we're going to view this as 25 over 15 if you view 25 over 15 as a fraction to be reduced, what you end up with is the fraction of 5/3. So again, this is an improper fraction of 5/3. We can use our calculator to get that. Then I focus on x to the third divided by x. Now this x in the denominator, that's an x to the first power. So we have more factors of x on the top. In fact, we have 2 more factors of x on the top than we do on the bottom. 3 minus 1 is 2. Excuse me, y to the 8th divided by y to the 11th. There are more factors of y in the denominator. When you subtract, 11 minus 8 gives you 3 extra factors in the denominator that you do not have in the numerator. So final answer there is 5x squared divided by 3y to the third. Now the last instructor-led problem that we're going to do is this one, 3mn squared divided by p to the fifth. This is a power to a power rule. So we're going to take 3 and raise it to the 4th power, 3 to the 4th power on top. By the way, 3 to the 4th power is 81. Maybe I'll just write 81 there instead of 3 to the 4th power. Then you're going to raise m to the 4th power. N squared gets raised to the 4th power. That power to power rule says 2 times 4 has to be 8. So you're going to get n to the 8th power. And then p to the 5th gets raised to a 4th. 5 times 4 is 20. So p to the 20th. And that's how you do the instructor-led problems for lesson 3-2. Now, before you go on to the next video, what I'd like you to do is take a look and by yourself try these cooperative group problems. And in the next video, I am going to do the cooperative group problems up to number 8 here. I won't do number 9 and number 10, just like we did on this video, but I will do up to number 8. So push pause, stop watching the videos, try cooperative group problems on your own, and then go ahead and watch the next video.